party seguimos, todita la noche entera. Seguimos dando vuelta por...
What's up, guys? It's Mr. Fleming. I'm reporting to you here from Havana, Cuba. Now, just behind me is the harbor, Havana Harbor. And in 1898, something incredible happened here that would change American history forever. Let's go back. For 400 years, this island of Cuba was under Spanish control. In the 1890s, a man named Jose Marti launched a revolution against Spain to gain independence for the Cuban people. Now, this should not have concerned the United States, but corporate interests in the US saw what was happening here, this revolution in Cuba against Spain, and said, you know what? We need to get ourselves involved in this because Cuba is a very valuable island. Sugar, tobacco, big money involved on this island. So what's Cuba going to look like once Spain is out of the picture? Is Cuba going to be independent? Or should America and American corporate interests get involved in the sugar industry? So during the Cuban Revolution, the United States Navy sends the USS Maine to Havana Harbor. The USS Maine docks in this harbor just to protect the interests, they said, to protect the lives and the interests of American citizens who were in Cuba at the time. Well, strangely, one night in 1898, the USS Maine just explodes in the harbor behind me. 260 American sailors lost their lives. And immediately, the media in the United States, the newspapers, immediately blamed the Spanish government. And there were all these cries from the American public saying, we need to get into Cuba and help those people fight against the Spanish. They're brutal, they're horrible, they're persecuting the Cubans, and now they're blowing up American ships. Turns out we didn't really know what blew up that ship. It was kind of a mystery, but the newspapers immediately jumped the gun and said, oh, it was the Spanish. The Spanish government did it. So although Cuba did become independent, it was in name only. When the war was over, America became very, very involved in Cuban affairs, and you had all these American businesses and corporations that moved onto the island and started buying up land and profiting off of the sugar trade and the tobacco trade. And really, that moment in 1898, the Spanish-American War, is what marks America's entrance onto the world stage as a global power and the beginning of an American empire.